Dispatch is an interactive narrative-focused game developed by Adhoc Studios, which was founded by 4 ex-Telltale developers shortly after their sudden closure of the Telltale Studios in 2018. Their goal at the time was to carry on the legacy of interactive storytelling, and with successful titles under their belts, such as The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, it was safe to say that the future was in good hands. Their first official project was going to be Dispatch, but it was going to be in the form of a live-action series before the pandemic happened, and that idea was just scrapped altogether. In August of 2019, Telltale was saved by LCG Entertainment, and only 4 months later, they announced The Wolf Among Us 2. They enlisted Adhoc to help with the development of the game, and following the completion of their agreement and multiple delays, Adhoc decided to pick up their old project and get the wheels rolling again, and thus, Dispatch was reborn. The story follows Robert Robertson, also known as the hero Mecha Man, forced into an early retirement following a failed mission to capture the villain known as Shroud, who killed his father, the previous Mecha Man. This failure resulted in his suit being damaged beyond his ability to repair. To fix it, he takes a job at the Superhero Dispatch Network, or SDN for short, as a dispatcher. A job reserved for retired heroes who can lead a team of active heroes and dispatch them where they are needed. Okay, I had no idea this game was even a thing until I saw a teaser dropped a few months ago. I made a mental note of it because it seemed like something that I would love to play, but I ended up forgetting about it until a few clips started popping up in my feed. I thought to myself, oh cool, it's already out. So I went to the PlayStation Store as soon as I got home, and there it was. And it already has half of the episodes released?
We can work with this.
Shut up and take my money!
I gotta say, I was excited about this one because I love when writers can take an often overused genre, much like the superhero genre, and just breathe new life into it and make it feel fresh, you know? And that's what Dispatch does.
That is phenomenal.
The graphics look amazing with bright colors that can really capture a mood, you know? I'm a big lo-fi chill type of guy, so the scene of LA's twilight life really had me feeling all cozy inside. The game does a blend of 3D and 2D assets, really putting that matinee painting into good use there, Adhoc. The art style is reminiscent of that of a Rooster Teeth production. Only character models actually have great designs, along with an animation that is smooth like butter.
Jesus. Anyway.
That one over there, that's your father's suit. We gonna make this one the Robert suit.
This is incredible, Roy.
Dude, this soundtrack is like really good. Andrew Riccardi and Skylar Bartow absolutely killed it, and I dare to even say the game wouldn't have been such a big hit if not for their work. From the looks of it, Andrew contributed the most, with the majority of the songs being composed by him, and accompany this with the fact that he composed what many would consider to be the game's official theme, Easier If We Fly. And while Skylar didn't have as much as Andrew, I found that most of my favorite pieces were ones he composed or collaborated in, like Interface. Andrew brought that synthy 80s influence that we hear in a lot of the songs, while Skylar's work was more dreamy, almost ambient-like. And when their powers combine, you get top-tier tracks like my personal favorite, Dance. I'm not kidding when I say this soundtrack is that good, okay? Most of the songs are in my daily mix now, and I haven't been this obsessed with a soundtrack since Astrobot dropped. The game does follow Telltale's formula with the overall branching narrative options, but they do deviate from it with the lack of point-and-click sections in the game, and you can really feel it because each episode is no more than an hour long, with the exception being of the final episode because it's like an hour or two. The gameplay consists of many parts, hacking being one of them. These are basic little mini games where you're tasked with solving maze puzzles and reaching the finish line. It gets a little challenging in later episodes when they introduce firewall nodes that chase you down, or when you have to find and remember passwords to unlock bridges of data. Dispatching, however, is where this game really shines. You know, as a dispatcher, Robert will have a roster of heroes to choose from, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. You will get a call from an SDN subscriber, or subscriber, as Phenomenon would like to say. It is your job as a dispatcher to send the right hero for the mission. Over time, they will introduce skill conditions, events that will only be triggered if your hero's stats reach a certain level in the chosen category. Reaching these conditions can trigger different things, ranging from gaining extra XP all the way to a guaranteed failure, making you really switch up your dispatching plans.
If anyone needs some more hands-on training, I'll be in the gym until the end of the shift.
While dispatching, Blonde Blazer will also offer hero training. This can unlock different abilities in your heroes. I loved Golem's ability to just basically be a one-man army on any mission, so he ended up being one of my favorite heroes to dispatch. Doing these will take your hero out of commission for a few seconds, but it'll be worth it in the long run.
Look at you. I'm in the corporate ladder.
Everyone on the team has a preferred partner. If you pair the two up, you obtain synergy, and this increases your success rate of a mission when used. It comes in clutch more than you would think. Speaking of which, we haven't even talked about the cast of colorful characters yet.
You look kind of medium pretty, I guess.
Kinda medium pretty, you son of a bitch. That's the meanest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Ron Paul from Breaking Bad fame leads as the voice of Robert, and thanks to his performance, I am officially convinced that he would make an amazing animated Batman. I mean, just listen to this line and tell me it doesn't sound like something Batman would say.
I'll know who it came from.
You think I want to tell people our dispatcher's a fucking loser?
Having superpowers doesn't automatically make you a superhero. You're born with one, you have to earn the other.
Well, I'm wet.
There are also guest appearances from big YouTubers. The Moist God voices Sonar, a half-human, half-bat drug fiend. Jacksepticeye voices the world's strongest nutcracker, Punch Up. Alana Pierce voices Devil Mommy, Manevola. And Joe Javier, who voices everyone's favorite underdog, Waterboy. P.S. He does the best in the voice acting department, in my humble opinion.
Seriously, what's the worst that can happen?
They call me useless. They call me, I don't know, they think I suck.
See?
Other characters are Blonde Blazer, the manager of the branch.
Kinda mime DJ.
Chase, a 39-year-old speedster whose powers left him in the body of an 80-year-old man.
Then how old are you really?
Turned 39 a few months ago, but went to Dave and Buster's, shit was lit.
Flambe, the human flamethrower. Prism, the gangster pop idol. Golem, the sentient clump of dirt. Phenomenon, this universe's Superman. Coop, a mysterious ex-assassin. And Invisigirl, a fan favorite because she's just a straight-up freak.
Whoa, she cussed. It must have been a good one.
These characters are just so good, and the way that they interact with each other just naturally, it really adds to their charm, you know? Characters like Blonde Blazer instantly come off as likable. Heck, even scum characters like Flambe start to grow on you, and it just shows that the writers have a knack for penning good characters. But the good writing doesn't just stop there. You'd be happy to know it also carried over to the story as well. Despite some small hiccups, the writing is pretty solid. Emotional bits always land, with some parts even having me, a 30-year-old man, screaming at his monitor.
No!
The jokes can be a hit or miss, with some of them boiling down to dick jokes.
Cool dick.
But I still found myself laughing because my maturity level is on par with that of a 12-year-old. It does have some blaring issues, but I could talk about that after I break down the story. So, if you haven't played the game and you don't want to be spoiled, leave now. And as for the rest of you, suit up and stand by for dispatch. The story starts when Robert, also known as Mecha Man, tracks down the villain known as Shroud, who killed his father 15 years prior to the story taking place. He infiltrates his hideout only to get ambushed, resulting in his Mecha Man suit being damaged beyond his ability to repair. Not only that, but he also lost his Astro Pulse. It's Robert's version of the arc reactor. Without it, he can't power his suit. So, with no other choice, Robert contemplates retirement but finds it hard to do when witnessing a group of thugs looting in front of him. Of course, being the true hero that he is, Robert steps up and gets his ass kicked, until he's saved by Blonde Blazer, the poster girl of superheroes everywhere. She offers Robert a drink where the two form an instant friendship that borders romance.
We can work with this.
She tells Robert that an old friend of his sent her to recruit him as a new dispatcher for the superhero dispatch network.
In exchange for dispatching and mentoring some of our rookie heroes, SDN can make you Mecha Man again. But this time with all the resources that a company as big as ours has at their disposal.
Wanting nothing more but to get back into the field, Robert agrees and starts his new life as an SDN dispatcher.
So when do we get started?
Robert reports to SDN the next morning, where Blazer commits HR violations within the first 5 minutes of his shift.
Take your clothes off.
The two passively discuss the sexual tension between them when they discover they are being spied on by Invisigal, a hero who could turn invisible while holding her breath. But she can't hold it for long because she actually suffers from asthma. Blonde Blazer tells her that Robert's identity as Mecha Man has to stay a secret, and Invisigal agrees before taking a hit from her inhaler and disappearing.
She called herself Invisibitch when she was a villain. We're trying to rebrand her.
Yeah, I thought Invisigal felt kind of corny for her.
Oh yeah? The name was my idea. Just get your shirt on, Dad Bod.
After getting dressed, he meets Royd, who is tasked with fixing the Mecha Man suit.
Nice meeting you, Royd, even if it was while we were both holding our dicks.
You one funny bugger, Mecha Man.
Okay, so I was worried about your unwashed hand, but now I'm worried that everyone here knows who I am.
Nah, brother, it's Kapu. Need to know basis and Roy need to know. I don't want to come pick up your suit or fix them for the SDN.
Cool. You gonna wash before you do that?
Nah, bro, I never touch nothing. Just touch my pants and underwear only. Even for shake, I just do like this.
Can you show me again? I don't think I got it.
And after that, Blazer takes Robert to the records room where he reunites with an old family friend, Chase, who he didn't recognize because of how old he's gotten.
Yeah, so what's up? You gonna tell me why you look like Black Einstein?
Sorry. I never noticed.
Fucker. It's the powers. I can move 50 times faster than the average person, but I didn't realize until it was too late. And I was aging 50 times faster when I used my powers. Nowadays, I'm moving slower than frozen piss to keep the old ticker from popping on me.
Chase and Blazer introduce him to the Z-Team, a group of ex-villains turned heroes, and Robert is in charge of their rehabilitation. Now, his first few shifts with the team aren't ideal, with the biggest blunder coming from Invisigal that disobeyed an order that resulted in one of their clients getting hurt, leading to a heated argument between the two that leaves Robert with a bloody nose.
The matter is, you need me way more than I need you. Based on what I saw today, you wouldn't last a day as Mecha Man, because there isn't a mech suit in the universe that'll keep you from being a selfish fucking asshole.
Feel bad. Good. Fuck you.
You gonna eat those Twinks?
Later on, Blazer gives an evaluation of Robert's first day, insisting the day went well, especially when you compare it to other dispatchers who took on the same team. She and Chase state that it's probably the best that the team can do, but Robbie disagrees. He states the team could do better, and then he wants to be more hands-on to show them that he's all in, and maybe, just maybe, they will be too.
Robert, you should be proud. The bar is very low with this group.
Well, it's not low for me. Look, I like to make a joke and keep things light as much as the next person. But when it comes to work, I'm not fucking around here. If you want the Phoenix program to survive, the bar needs to go up.
And how would we do that?
By treating the Z team like what they are, a bunch of villains. And leading a supervillain team takes a different approach than a superhero team. I need to be around them. I need them to see I'm all in, and they need to match that energy.
Some tough love.
The only kind I know. And based on what I've seen, the only version they'll respond to.
At the end of the day, Robert walks to his desk and notices that someone smushed donuts all over his computer. Obviously, this was Invisigal, but it's the weekend and Blazer is not dealing with this.
It's Friday. I'm not gonna ask. You headed out?
Oh, yeah,
They walk outside together as Blazer expresses to Robert how glad she is to have him working with them. He takes this as a chance to take her out on a date, but Blazer says there's something she has to tell him, right before they are interrupted by Phenomenon, who kisses Blazer on the cheek. Turns out the two are dating. He offers Robert a chance to join them for Japanese sushi, but Robbie picks up on Blazer's signal and declines as he watches the two fly away, and leading to what is probably one of the funniest endings in the season.
Nice to meet you, Third Robert Robertson.
a pleasure was...
Now, could you step back? The power of my launch has been known to stun small beings. Phenomenal.
I'ma show you how to make a pound cake.
The next day, Robert and Roy transfers the Mecha Man suit from his depressing apartment to Roy's lab located in the SDN office. It's here we learn that this hulk of a man is actually a science geek, as he vows to make a new Astro Pulse.
We make the man mecha again.
Later at his cubicle, he asks Chase if he could help him keep an eye on his dog, Beef, as his new job keeps him away from his home, so he has to bring him to work now to keep an eye on him. And of course, Chase agrees in a very Chase way.
Robert, I would literally let everyone here melt in eternal hell, including you, before anything happens to this dog.
Blazer approaches and asks Robert for a second to talk to her in her office. She tells him that she and Phenomenon have broken up following their dinner date, much to Robert's surprise. Blazer tells him that the situation has motivated her to shake up things around the office as well, informing Robert that she wants to cut the lowest ranking hero on the team.
Maybe I'm just looking to shake things up all over the place. Create a sense of urgency.
You sure about that?
Well, less sure now. You think it's a bad idea?
I'm just not sure how it'll play out.
This causes the team to spaz and sabotage each other on their next missions.
Sonar, you alright? Why are you sending a distress call when you haven't left the building?
Could you send a locksmith downstairs?
What happened?
Coop seduced me.
No. I said, hey, want to say something cool, and then handcuffed you to a squat rack.
But you said it with a hot voice, so I assumed you meant boobs.
Okay.
Leading to a horrible shift for Robert. Unsatisfied with their performance, he calls them into the meeting room and gives them a pep talk that gets them back on mission.
Phoenix symbolizes redemption. It's what you're here for. It's what connects everyone in this room. To burn up who you were, to become who you were meant to be.
Phoenix is also a lame-ass band my lame-ass roommate listens to.
You're late.
All except for Invisigal, who seems to have given up altogether. Robert finds her in the local park alone, and the two talk, where we get a glimpse into Vizzy's mindset and how she sees her place in the universe.
I have fucking villain powers. I can turn invisible and skulk in the shadows. My powers let me steal shit and watch famous people fuck. Being a villain is my fate. It's in the fucking stars. In the same way that blonde Blazer was always meant to be a hero.
You make your own destiny.
Where'd you get that? Kung Fu Panda?
Lion King.
Boomer. I think it's in Trolls 2 also.
All fine films with a fine message.
As they talk about animated movies, Robert gets an alert involving the villain Thunderstruck, who is the same guy who escaped from Invisigal earlier. Robert tells her that this could be her chance to save her spot on the team, and this seems to oddly motivate her, and with Robert's help, she succeeds in finally taking him down, moving her name up the leaderboards and off of the chopping block. Everyone celebrates her victory, but someone still needs to be cut, unfortunately. And Sonar doesn't take it so well, threatening Robert on his way out.
Sorry it didn't work out.
Watch your back, Robert.
Robert takes his tie and hangs it in his cubicle as a reminder when he spots Invisigal taking a picture of the leaderboard before she thanks him and disappears again.
I still would have cut you.
Well, no one fucking asked you, old man.
Lucky fucking for you.
Thanks.
One month later, when Robert comes into work, he is immediately pranked by the Z-Team, who is still upset over him firing Sonar. Not only that, but he also has a Invisigal that keeps staring at him for some odd reason.
I would have cut them all. Starting with that asshole. Why's she staring at you? Don't you got some work to do?
Don't you got some dementia to onset?
That one stung a little.
He is informed by Chase that he'll get a new person to replace the one they cut, and his two choices are either Phenomenon, who for some reason is going through a Great Depression, or Waterboy, the janitor. While checking in with Royd in the lab, they are interrupted by Invisigal, who picks on Robert to the point that even Royd has to call it out.
You two got one weird energy going on, huh? Can you handle this HR violation some other place? I got work, yeah?
She tells him that Blazer sent her to fetch him, so he leaves and meets Blazer in her office. After helping her with a slight wardrobe malfunction,
let me see that again. I didn't get a good look at that.
She asks Robert to talk to Phenomenon. Robert agrees and is able to get Phenomenon out of the parking lot, but not without taking some friendly fire.
It seems the velocity with which I sat up has shot shards of glass into your chest.
Well, shit.
While removing the shrapnel from his chest, Invisigal appears and reveals why she has been stalking Robert all day.
What are you doing here?
I had a dream last night that we were fucking. Usually I don't remember my dreams, but this one was pretty vivid.
How did I do?
I didn't finish.
Not what I asked. We're talking about me.
But the mood is ruined because of Waterboy's coffee runs.
And you chose to be here.
You ruined this for me!
On the next shift, the team have a hard time because Malevola leaves midway due to her hard feelings over Sonar's firing, resulting in the team being stretched thin. On break, Robert is approached by Blazer about picking a new member, and he chooses Waterboy thanks to something Chase said earlier.
Looks like there's no wrong answer.
Well, sometimes it's more about the person than the powers. And good thing, because it's the only reason anyone gave your sorry ass a job.
After work, Robert notices Invisigal is still on duty, and the two spark a small conversation.
Peggy was a rom-com fan.
If I'm on the clock, you shouldn't be pegging me with anything, Robert. That's extremely inappropriate. Especially since I'm usually the picker, not the Peggy.
Girl, you's a freak!
Blazer then sends a text to him inviting him out to dinner. Robert is about to reply, but then he looks at Vizzy's camera feed, prompting him to decide on who to choose. He ultimately chooses to watch a movie with Vizzy, where the two start to form a deeper bond.
Then he realizes her secret, but it turns out he has a secret too, which could ruin it. You didn't hear any of that?
Yeah, no. It's probably fine though.
So, what are we, like, friends now? Or is this some sort of team-building exercise?
To be fair, I thought we already were.
I haven't decided yet.
Would have been nice to know before I spent $86.
I'm not gonna fuck you just because you bought me a bucket of corn.
Can you just be normal for like a second? You first.
This is nice. What were you gonna say?
Do you like Sour Patch Kids?
I fucking love Sour Patch Kids.
Cool. Me too.
The next day, the shift goes smoothly, and the team seems to be getting along better and in high spirits too. They invite Robert to hang out at a villain bar since he and Flambe are banned from the hero bar after their first meeting. He agrees and struggles to connect with the team despite buying them drinks. He talks it over to Invisigal, and she tells him that the team doesn't trust him because he hasn't trusted them. So if he wants their trust, maybe he should just tell them who he is. Robert quickly shuts that down and informs her why he can't do that. Turns out, back when he was Mecha Man, he was the one who took 2 of Flambe's fingers back when he was a villain, along with burning all of his eyebrows off a few days ago at the hero bar. So yeah, he's not really too keen on revealing it, but she tells him to do it anyway before they're interrupted by a group of Shroud's goons.
Who let a loser-ass bitch of a hero into our supervillain bar?
Why is everyone... Do I look like a bitch? Don't answer that. Fuck. Is he big? He's got big guy voice.
Some parts of him are big.
Alright, from now on, team drinks are exclusively at Chili's.
Are you lost or something, bitch? Or are you trying to get fucked up? A lot of bars around here, fool. Why'd you pick this one? You got a death wish, homie?
Hey, look, I was just leaving.
No one's talking to you, fucking what
I see they finally gave you some arms that can reach your dick.
There's some people that want to talk to you, invisible bitch.
What follows is the team chilling outside of a taco shack as flashes of the epic bar fight happen in Robert's mind. The team start to warm up to Robert and vice versa, so he reveals that he's Mecha Man, causing Flambe to attack.
Right. It's a front. This guy, Robert, is a mask. He's not real. He's the guy who sits behind his desk, biding his time, dreaming of the day he gets back in the fight. I haven't told you who I was because I'm kind of starting to like you all, and I'm not sure you're gonna like the real me. But the difference between this team getting by and this team being great is trust. So you should get to know the real me. I'm Mecha Man.
No fucking way. Can't be.
Could be. That's like a real superhero.
It is you. You little shit.
But he's saved by Golem and Waterboy. Flambe flames on up out of there as everyone reveals their real names, showing that bond and trust is starting to grow between all of them, especially between Robert and Courtney.
My name's Courtney.
Nice to meet you, Courtney.
They all meet in the SDN lab for Robert's latest test of the new Astral Pulse, but it goes wrong, leading to an explosion that leaves Robert in the infirmary for 14 hours. When he comes to, Roy tells him that he isn't able to recreate the pulse and leaves defeated. Chase also tries to warn Robert to stay clear of Invisigal as he sees their relationship and doesn't like it because he feels that she can't be trusted.
Everyone else okay? Invisigal?
Fine. One thing she's good at is disappearing when people get hurt.
What's your deal with her? You give everyone shit, but it always seems extra with Vizzy.
She's a liability. And one of us needs to be objective when it's clear something's going on between the two of you. Don't think I don't see it. It's all over your stupid face. You like her. So I gotta hate her for the both of us.
I guess I'm coming around on her.
You coming where?
I'm coming... Jesus Christ.
But Robert assures him it's fine and returns to work. When his shift is over, Robert drowns his sorrows in the get well soon gift left on his desk by his team and is shocked when Royd, Malevola, and Invisigal show up to his apartment. Royd reveals that they may have a way to find the Astral Pulse thanks to Invisigal realizing that she has seen those similar explosions around the city lately and plans to use the Z-Team's underground connections to find where the pulse could be stored.
The Z-Teamers know every low-level supervillain in 3 counties. We track its location, they'll know who has it. Then we kick in some doors, knock some heads, snatch that shit back, and you'll be pulsing or whatever in no time.
Why'd you do all this?
I don't know. You helped me, and now I'm helping you. Just shut the fuck up about it until we find the thing.
As everyone gathers in Robert's apartment, we see a nice scene of everyone dancing and having a good time. Invisigal and Robert even dance together, much to Chase's disagreement. Eventually, they are able to pinpoint the post to a warehouse by the docks. Vizzy insists that they move tonight, but Robert and Blazer insist on planning first and moving tomorrow. But Vizzy pushes the matter further, insisting the post isn't always guaranteed to be there tomorrow until a drunk Chase snaps.
There's no guarantee it'll be there tomorrow. We need to go now.
She said no. You understand that word, or has it got too many fucking syllables for you?
Why don't you go walk your ass around a mall, Grandpa? Heroes are talking.
You are no fucking hero.
Whoa, hey!
She named you Invisigal, you named yourself Invisibitch, and you had it fucking right.
Chase, you're drunk. You need to stop talking.
She thinks she's like you, but she's not. Robert doesn't need to keep going out there with no powers, putting his life on the line to make up for assholes like you. He doesn't need to be Mecha Man to be a hero. You playing them, you playing yourself. You think you're invisible, but I fucking see you.
You don't know anything about me.
He berates her, telling her that she isn't like Robert and will never be more than a villain, leading to her punching Chase. Vizzy leaves and Blazer apologizes to Robert and informs everyone to stay quiet about what happened tonight before taking Chase home.
Anyone who utters one word about what happened tonight fucking answers to me. Got it?
Chase returns later to apologize to Robert about his behavior, and the two really showcase the bond that they share.
Sure this ain't vodka?
She told you?
Made quite a first impression. Didn't know you were into spitting in people's mouths. Kinky shit. It's that internet somehow made sex born.
Robert notices a distress call coming from the computer that Royd brought and realizes it's from Invisigal, who has decided to sneak into the warehouse. Robert is able to help her find the Astro Post located behind a safe. She takes the briefcase and leaves, but is ambushed by Shroud, who toys with her by dropping a smoke grenade, triggering her asthma and kicking her inhaler out of reach. Robert feels helpless as he watches her die in front of him, prompting Chase to use his powers one last time to save Invisigal before collapsing.
Vizzy, hey, listen to me. You get up. Get up! Keep up. No!
Okay, yeah, you're good.
We next see a flashback of a younger Robert and Chase, showing the brotherly bond that they share. I really like this scene because it's an instant payoff for what Chase said in the episode prior.
Oh, come on. You've stolen things too.
What? You racist motherfucker, I never stole a fucking thing in my entire fucking life.
Chase, you've literally stolen things from me.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't count. That was for somebody else.
Dang, how'd you get it?
I stole it, dumbass.
Blazer listens to the story and reassures Robert and tells him that Chase is proud of the man that he's become, leaving Robert to grieve in solitude. Invisigal's blunder weighs on the entire team, and they put it to a vote to cut her the same way Robert and Blazer cut Sonar. But Robert disagrees, knowing that her heart was in the right place, and says that he's not going to abandon her, lowering the morale of the team. Robert notices Invisigal was in the room the entire time and meets her in the locker room, where she reveals that she was the one that planted the bomb on his suit under the instruction of Shroud. He tells her that he forgives her for what she did, and that who she was then isn't who she is now. This leads to Invisigal revealing that she just wished Robert would look at her the same way that he looks at Blazer, and ambushes him with a kiss before leaving. After work, he goes back to the villain bar to drink away his sorrows. He listens to the bartender disrespect Blonde Blazer before striking him with his beer glass. The other customer offers Robert another drink before taking out a gun and killing the bartender, revealing himself to be Shroud before Robert is knocked out by Sonar, who now works for the Red Ring. Who could have seen that coming? They string him up and beat him nearly to death, trying to get answers about the Astral Pulse. Robert tells them that he doesn't have it, causing Shroud to realize that Invisigal is playing them both. Blonde Blazer bursts through the doors and tells them that she may not be able to win the fight, but she will take half of them down with her. This scares the Red Ring and impresses Shroud enough that he orders them to retreat, but not before aura farming.
Now's not our time, Blazer. But it's coming sooner than you think. Oh, and by my calculations, it was closer to 32%. But half sounds better.
Oh my god, he's so freaking cool. In a safe location, Blazer and Robert rest a little, trying to think about what Invisigal could be planning before the Red Ring launches an attack, causing explosions throughout the streets of LA. Robert tells Blazer that he's not getting left behind again and takes her hand as the two set out for the final battle.
Hey. You're not leaving me here again.
The streets of LA are in total chaos, stretching SDN thin across the map. Blazer enters into the battle, entrusting things to Robert. The sudden attack means not everyone was available, leaving Robert with only Prism, Golem, and Punch Up as his team until they could get in touch with the others. As the shift goes on, Robert is able to track down all Z-Team members, providing the well-needed backup. Invisigal will appear and offer a helping hand, but it does no good as Sonar appears with an army of goons, dead set on destroying LA. This prompts Robert to recruit Phenomenon, and later on Blazer will join in as well, resulting in Sonar's defeat, and not a moment too soon as the power to SDN is cut. Robert rushes to Chase's side as Roy runs to the lab where he finds Invisigal trying to look for Robert's suit. Roy ties her up and hands him the Astral Pulse before leaving to get the power going. Robert takes this time to confront Invisigal and wonders why she didn't tell him that she had the pulse all along, and she reveals that she just didn't want to tell him because if she did, Shroud would come after him.
I just don't understand why you wouldn't tell me.
I was worried Shroud would come after you.
Well, he did.
So if I gave it to you, he'd have the pulse right now. I was trying to protect you.
Yeah. Well, the internal bleeding I've got from your old boss isn't making me feel all that protected right now.
As they talk, they notice a small group of goons approaching. Vizzy pleads with Robert to cut her loose, and he agrees, but is only able to find a pair of safety scissors. Robert hears the elevator and spots one of the villains, known as Thumbstick, waiting at the end of the corridor. He readies his taser, but Thumbstick completely ignores him, running to the restroom instead. Robert uses this as an opportunity and prepares to perform a stealth takedown before being surprised by Vizzy, who shoots Thumbstick instead. She tells Robert to hurry and get his suit, which he does, and just in time to help Roy, who's been fighting alone this entire time. With his new and improved suit, Robert stands ready to face off against the intruders when Shroud appears in a mech suit of his own. They attack him together, but his new suit, combined with his ability to predict the future, pushes them to their limits. And to make matters worse, Robert is blindsided by Sonar, who uses his new augments to put up a pretty decent fight against both he and Blonde Blazer, but he is eventually bested, leaving no one left but Shroud. Together with the whole of Z-Team, Robert is finally able to defeat him once and for all, or so he thought. Shroud still had one more card to play up his sleeve, demanding Robert give him the Astral Pulse as he dangles his dog off the building. He complies and meets Shroud on the roof for the exchange, and it's here where Shroud reveals Invisigal was a double agent the entire time, even now as he speaks, saying that she was planted here to gain Robert's trust and his heart. He warns him to hand over the actual Astro Pulse and not the fake one, and no harm will come to his dog. Robert pulls a sly move, however, handing Shroud both pulses, infuriating him to no end.
What the fuck is this, Robert?
You said you wanted the Astro Pulse.
Thanks to Robert's talk no jutsu, the calculated Shroud makes an impulsive decision and randomly picks one of the pulses to insert into his implants. Power starts to course through him as he gains the power to see all possible possibilities before vomiting and realizing the pulse he chose was indeed the wrong one. Shroud, refusing to accept defeat, takes out his gun and fires at Robert, but he is saved by Invisigal, who was standing there the entire time, shielding Robert just in case. Seeing Vizzy on the ground causes Robert to snap as he attacks Shroud in a fit of rage, beating him till he's barely recognizable. As Shroud pleads for his life, Robert decides to let go of his anger and allow Shroud to live. With that, it's finally over as our heroes watch the sun rise on a very, very long night. While on the stretcher, Invisigal gets a celebratory parade from the members of Z-Team for not being a bitch after all. She kisses Robert one last time before being taken away by first responders. Afterwards, Robert and Blazer tell the officers that Sonar is with them, keeping him out of prison and back on the Z-Team where he always belonged. They all gather together for a group picture showing the found family of misfits one last time as the credits roll. And this is the end of season 1. Man, that was one heck of a ride. And I was so sure Adhoc would fumble it, but I have to admit, it was a really good ending to a really fun series. Although I enjoyed the story, it still had major issues with the plot holes that started to form in the last 2 episodes. So with that being said, let's talk about them. First, Invisigal. I feel the writers really dropped the ball with her in the last 2 episodes, dividing the fan base on her entirely. Courtney being a double agent makes no sense, especially when you consider that she was shown using her inhaler, proof that her augments didn't work. You also have to wonder, why would she be a double agent? The SDN had nothing to offer Shroud, especially when you consider that he assumed the Astro Pulse was destroyed in the explosion that he caused, by the way. Bro, if Shroud was so smart, why the heck did he plant a bomb on the Mecha Man suit that could possibly destroy the one thing that he wanted? You know what, more on him in a second. But I just don't see where Vizzy being a double agent played any role in the game at all. You could argue that her being so persistent about retrieving the pulse from the warehouse was because she knew Shroud was aware of it, but that would be a stretch because her encounter with Strong Arms at the bar insists that she wasn't on good terms with him at that point, so it definitely wasn't it. Also, if she worked for Shroud, why wouldn't she just give him the pulse instead of taking it and running? No matter how you look at it, her being a double agent just doesn't fit in the story at all. One theory is Shroud simply lied to Robert about her being a double agent just to get into his head, and saying that she worked for him all along was just a subtle offer to rejoin the Red Ring, which he assumes that she accepts. And I have to say, this makes way more sense than whatever Adhoc tried to do with the actual story. Now, let's talk about Shroud. The problem with writing villains that can predict possibilities is the issue of having to make them dumb or just straight up blind for the plot to conclude. Why the f would Shroud throw away one of the pulses on the off chance that the one he picked up was the right one? Why didn't he just hold on to it and switch it out if it turned out to be wrong? Like what? Even if you choose to give him the right pulse the first time, he still pulls his gun on Robert because in all of his calculations, if Robert stays alive, his chance of success drops. Yeah, I don't really see that. This is the same guy you just strung up like a piñata in the bar just a few hours ago, man. I believe the game was originally planned to have more than 8 episodes because honestly, it really feels like at least 2 more episodes would have really fleshed out the story, just a little bit more. Adhoc has stated they regret cutting some of the more spicier scenes.
Oh, I'm gonna come.
So this leads me to believe that more content was cut or rewritten to stay within budget. I still believe that Blazer was supposed to be revealed to be Shroud's daughter, and here's why. He legit killed the bartender because he wanted to Blazer glaze those buns, okay?
Cheers, fellas, to the fucking dream.
to 5 minutes with the tightest ass in all of LA County. Can you motorboat an ass? Probably not, right? End up blowing air right up her butthole.
He also pistol whips Sonar or glares at Coop when they disrespect Blazer in the bar.
You and your ring have pissed off recently, which happens to be every gang in Los Angeles. Now, if...
Oh, shit.
Not disrespect one of the last true heroes. Sorry about that. If they weren't shit, you wouldn't have cut them. You were saying?
The anger he shows at the bar is the type of anger a dad would have if someone was sexualizing his daughter in front of him. We all know Blazer said this at the start of the game.
I'm not quite drunk enough to share my origin story just yet, but remind me to tell you someday.
Definitely.
And by the end, we still don't know her backstory. And trust me, I get it. It's a long shot, but I mean, it's just so much going on in this story that just points you to that being a fact. Like in the beginning, when she met Robert and her reaction to hearing Shroud was the one who killed his father, or the fact that they're both brunette with blue eyes. I mean, come on, just looking at all of that, you can't really get mad at anyone for feeling that there is some truth behind this theory. Okay, so full theory mode here, but I think her character was supposed to be the naive daughter that just wants her father's approval. She always wanted to be a superhero, but she didn't have powers. This is probably why Shroud wanted Robert's dad to help him build a mech suit, so he can grant his daughter's wish, but we all know how that turned out. So he perfected the red ring tech and created an amulet turning Mandy into Blonde Blazer. And she's been working as a hero and looking out for her father's operations for years until meeting Robert and learning from him that you don't need powers or a mech suit to be strong, to be a hero, leading to her betraying her father and joining the Z team in the final battle, where she sacrifices her powers to save Chase and at the end of the game became the true hero that she always was meant to be. Not as her alter ego Blonde Blazer, but instead as Mandy. And I know, you're probably saying, well, he tried to kill her later on, and he said that he preferred her as a blonde. No one would say that about their child. And to that, I say you're right, but hear me out. Just think about it from this point of view. When he said he preferred her as a blonde, it's probably because her mother was blonde, and maybe, just maybe, her mother was a hero and she also had blonde hair. So it could have just been Shroud projecting the image of his wife onto his daughter. And I just want to say this is just a theory and not something that is 100% fact. Okay? Because I've seen how crazy Dispatch fans can get, and trust me, that's a hornet's nest that I am not trying to stir up. In the end, I think this was a solid first venture for a new studio. And with over 2 million sold, even Adhoc is patting themselves on the back, and honestly, they deserve it. I would imagine the game would sell more if they release a physical copy. Heck, if they really want to make bank, they would release a director's cut with all the deleted content. I know I would pay for it.
I'd buy that for $1.
The high sales have gotten Adhoc considering a second season, and I'm excited to see what they do next. I'm sure they'll have a bigger budget, so seeing them add more to the dispatching would be fun, or maybe actually include interactive sections, because I would love to walk around the world and interact with things. I know I've said this before, but I really wish we would have gotten more episodes, 12 at the most or 10 at the least. It just feels like 8 episodes just isn't long enough. Not only did this cause them to rush the ending, it also took away really dope moments that we could have gotten. I would have loved an episode that focused on the Z team members more, because the little we did get of the group hanging out in episode 5 was really cool to see. Or maybe we could have gotten an episode focusing on both Vizzy and Blazer, giving us some background on their character. I know I personally would have loved an episode that focused on Robert and Chase. We see their small interactions in the game, and we could tell Chase really cares about Robert. The hug he gave him in episode 2 melted my heart in my later playthroughs, because you realize that Chase probably doesn't have any family left. So Robert and his dad were the only family he had. He acted like a big brother / uncle to Robert, often babysitting him, and we also see that he bonded with Robert's dad, being smoking buddies and all.
You got lonely.
Can I get a swisher thing?
The fuck you want with a swisher?
Isn't that what you and Dad smoke?
Right, yeah, yes. That is what we smoke.
And yeah, he could have went out and found Robert after his dad's death, but he probably didn't want to smother him and letting him grieve in his own way. We have the scene in the infirmary where Robert regrets not staying in touch with Chase, and it would have been awesome to see the two of them work through that with a filler episode. But here's to hoping that we get this all in a possible season 2. Let's just hope it doesn't take another 7 years to get it. On that note, I think I'll call it here. Thank you so much if you made it this far into the video. Dispatch has been a fun ride and I hope we get more in the near future. I think my next video will discuss what I feel are the canon choices in the game, so consider subscribing if you don't want to miss that. Also, leave a like on the video if you liked it. Well, I'ma get on down the old dusty trail. Everyone, hope you have a happy and safe holiday. Be safe. Hope to see you in the next one. Take care.
Physical